And now we have Miss Joyce Lentz with her 7 steps to follow to achieve happiness. Give it up, Miss
Well, hello everyone. And, you know, this whole symposium is an intriguing idea, the pursuit of happiness. So what exactly does that mean? Well, as a student and teacher of history for a very long time, I've always been fascinated by Thomas Jefferson's declaration that life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness are unalienable rights. Just the idea that these are rights that everyone has simply by being born. We don't have to do anything to get them. Nobody can take them away from us. And I also found it interesting that Thomas Jefferson borrowed these ideas from an English philosopher, John Locke, but then he changed them. In the late 1600s, John Locke had promised us life, liberty, and property. But Jefferson promises us a pursuit of happiness. Why did he go for a pursuit of happiness and not just happiness itself? Did Jefferson know how hard it is to be happy all of the time? And did he think that true happiness is difficult to achieve? Well, all of these are truly points to ponder. But by nature, I'm not much of a philosopher. So I've always chosen to focus on trying to find the ways of pursuing that happiness that Jefferson talked about. Recent bumper stickers and refrigerator magnets have reminded us that happiness is a journey, not a destination. Paul Dunn elaborates on this by saying, happiness is to be found along the way, not at the end of the road. For by then, the journey is over and it's too late. In his concise book, Robert Fulghum tells us all I really need to know I learned in kindergarten. And he includes those lessons on sharing, playing fair, and saying you're sorry when you're wrong. Then I looked at Sean Covey's advice in the 7 Habits of Happy Kids, where he encourages us to be proactive, to take responsibility for our own happiness, and to seek a balance in life that creates a synergy that will produce that happiness. Well, in preparing for this symposium, I gave a lot of thought to all these different ideas. And I tried to think about what has brought me happiness during this journey of my life. The end result of all this thinking, a very, very tired brain. And then I did come up with my 7 tips for pursuing happiness. Why 7? No special reason. I've just always liked the number 7. It's always seemed very happy to me. So why not? But for you, you choose the number that's going to bring you the happiness you're seeking. Number 1, achieve balance in your life. The old nursery rhyme reminds us that all work and no play makes Jack a dull boy. And by the way, ultimately, an unhappy one. Jack Covey recommends that we need to do something every day for our mind, our heart, our body, and our soul in order to achieve the balance in our life that creates the synergy that fosters happiness. Read a book for pleasure, play a musical instrument, pursue a hobby, take a walk, play a game of touch football, go to the gym, whatever. You need to find the outlet that helps you release the stress that will always be part of your life, no matter how old you are, and happiness will follow. Number 2, develop social contacts with people you genuinely like. John Donne cautioned us that no man is an island complete unto himself. For Covey, this is the heart piece of his balance. Find a co-conspirator in your quest for happiness, a family member, a classmate, a teammate, a colleague, someone who shares the experiences with you, someone who you can trust, someone you can laugh with. Lucy found Ethel, and I love Lucy. The folks in the Big Bang Theory, they have each other. And as long as the laughter is not at somebody else's expense, a laugh a day goes a long way to increasing your happiness quotient. It's even better when you share it with a friend. Number 3, reach out to others. All it takes is one kind word or a smile from you to make someone else's happiness quotient go up. Just saying good morning to someone you meet in the hallway can help get that person's day off to a better start. Offer to help someone who is carrying a heavy load. You may never know how much happiness you have brought to somebody else, but your own happiness quotient will increase. It's a win-win situation. Number 4, when choosing your career, find your passion. I can think of nothing more dreary than pursuing a college major or a lifelong career for which you do not have a love, a strong love. How dreadful it must be to get up every morning dreading the day that is ahead of you. For me, history and working with people was my passion, and still is. Both of my parents had worked in the textile industry at assembly line jobs. And while I greatly admire my parents' work ethic and their strong determination to do well, I knew that I could not follow in their footsteps. Instead, teaching history has been my passion. To me, history is telling a story which explains how we came to be where we are today and putting together the correlations between the past and the present. The excitement of being in a classroom where no 2 days are ever alike only made that joy that much greater. As I always like to say, being a history teacher was the greatest job for me. Where else could I get paid for telling stories all day? Number 5. Whoops. Let's go back. Be willing to take a risk, as long as it's legal and does not harm you or someone else. Well, my goodness. Thank you, Steve Jobs. Now we'll take that risk. As many of you know, I was born and raised in North Carolina. And when I was growing up in North Carolina, never in my wildest dreams did I envision a career in New Jersey. But when I was assigned to East Brunswick as part of a master's degree program, I resigned myself to spending these 10 months in the north, and then I was going to run from here, going back to the comfort zone of the south. Well, folks, it's 42 years later, and I am still a proud resident of the state of New Jersey. No, I'm not running for president, but hold on. Coming to New Jersey has made all the difference in the world. I still love my hometown, and I love all the people who are there, but when I think of all the experiences I would have missed, the people I would not have met, I know that the happiness I have received far outweighs that original risk that I faced. Number 6, schedule a few minutes each day for you, guilt-free. No matter what the pressures of the day are, take a few minutes to do what you want to do, or simply to reflect upon the uniqueness of you. Savor the good times. In my teaching career, I had a box where I kept notes, memos, letters, things that had brought me happiness and brought a smile to my face and made me feel good about myself. And on those days when things didn't go exactly as I had planned, I could revisit that box. I'd take a few of these things out, and I'd have an instant happiness rush. Never doubt your own worth. It may not be apparent to you, but you are an important part of the universe. And you are important to someone. You may not even know that person who depends upon you for your wit, your intellect, and your special gifts. Number 7, decide that today is going to be a good day. President Abraham Lincoln once said, "People are just as happy as they make up their minds to be." One of my favorite places to visit is the fish market in the Pike Place Market in Seattle, Washington. Yes, the stinky, smelly fish market. A disgusting job handling smelly fish each day. But this company adopted Lincoln's philosophy, and they looked for ways to make selling fresh fish a fun experience for their customers and themselves. Crowds of people gathered daily to order their fish and watch as the sellers performed their flying fish routines, tossing the fish to each other, catching the purchase with one hand or behind the back. They come to work each day with the idea of bringing smiles to their customers and to themselves, a win-win situation. So that's it. Those are the 7 tips I try to use in my pursuit of happiness. Do they always work? No. The reality is that it is impossible to be happy all of the time. But the sad times just make me appreciate the happy times more. Thomas Jefferson was a wise man who understood this. That's why he promised us the pursuit of happiness. May you and your pursuit of happiness be a successful one. Thank you.